The state of Louisiana is ranked third in the U.S. for its firearm death rate. In the wake of recent mass murder tragedies, we must address this issue. The biggest component of the gun control debate is whether existing gun laws are sufficient or whether more gun laws must be implemented. Gun control advocates are begging for more restrictions. The United States pro-gun lobby, the National Rifle Association, calls for armed guards in all schools. I believe both of these proposals are a threat to Louisiana citizens' liberties. I will begin with the NRA's proposal to place taxpayer-funded guards in public schools nationwide. This proposal would create fear and dependency on government for safety. Schools should be a place for students to feel safe. On the other side of the argument, we have gun control advocates claiming that further regulations are necessary to prevent tragedies from reoccurring. In regards to the Sandy Hook shooting, Connecticut already had one of the strictest anti-gun laws in the U.S. Columbine took place during major federal anti-gun laws being enforced. Major shootings have taken place in marked gun-free zones, which encourage potential shooters and disarm those victims who could have defended themselves. Pro-gun control advocates have proposed a federal firearms registry closing the gun show loophole. This is supposed to prevent the sale of firearms between individuals and limit magazine capacities. Secondly, banning firearms does not correlate with a drop in violent gun crime. Chicago banned handguns and has noticed gun-related crimes increase. 500 homicides occurred in 2012. That is the highest since 2008. Washington, D.C. enacted a similar ban in 1976 and saw their murder rate increase by 73%, while the national average dropped 11%. Thirdly, there is the issue of the Second Amendment. Gun control advocates claim our founders only referred to military, hunting, and other sporting uses. There is no historical basis for any of these claims. The Second Amendment was written by a group of men who had just fought a long war against their government, and an armed community was key in their victory. My priority is to protect our individual freedoms and keep our citizens safe. We must enact gun control legislation based not on the gun, but the person handling the gun. I propose legislation that would allow the state to enter names into the federally administered National Instant Criminal Background Check System database based on mental health records. The National Instant Criminal Background Check System was launched to determine if a buyer is eligible to purchase firearms. Dealers are required to make this check prior to sale, whether it's made in their store or at a gun show. In Louisiana, the mentally ill are slipping through the cracks and getting lost in the system. We must protect these individuals and the communities they live in. It is vital that we prevent them from harming either themselves or others. As a strong supporter of constitutional gun rights, I believe we can defend our Second Amendment right to bear arms and defend our citizens. This proposal is a reasonable way to protect our children and our loved ones.